So let's talk about your heritage a little bit. I think most people will know Chepang as all the members being of Nepalese descent, but you guys actually all met in the U.S. Is that right?
Yeah, not everyone actually. Dipesh, the vocalist, the drummer for Sangharsh, I was with I have been friends since like really young, like so we known each other for like probably like 15, 20 years. But the rest of the kids, yes, yeah, they know me kind of thing, and I know them kind of thing, and then we met. That's how we met.
Is there a big Nepali community in New York?
No, no one plays. Everybody's busy working. It's what we call the immigrant life. They gotta take.
So how did you guys meet each other and get to know each other and decide to form a band together?
Again through the band. The main thing is Sangharsa.
Okay.
The my other band.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the trigger that started this band. That's the trigger how we met because they loved my band, the other band. They came to shows. We used to tour. Sangharsa used to tour in Boston. In Boston, Potegore used to live in Boston. He came to our show. He had a band. We played together. Gobin traveled with us during the tour to do our video. The Gobin, the other drummer, being the other drummer. Surya knew my band. He loved my band. This is how Sangharsa is the trigger to Chepang. And once I did the first 7 inch, I think there was one more record that we would did with Sangharsa, and I just quit Sangharsa. We laid low, and then we moved on.
All your songs are in Nepali, is that right?
Yes, correct.
Why the choice to sing in your native language?
I think for me, I mean, in general, overall, as a band, we the number one thing we focus is really energy. So for us to sing in a second language, the energy is not there. The conviction when you say something like, it's not my first language, right? If I say something in English, it does not, it doesn't sound like I mean it, right? But if I say it in Nepali, it sounds like I mean it. So to focus on the energy, and Nepali being our language, we used Nepali because it sounded more natural and more energetic and more, what we wanted to do.
So on May 22nd, you released your second album.
Yeah.
Would you mind saying the title for me?
Yeah, Chatta, Chatta. We have weird names. Sorry, people like ask us like, what's the meaning of the record? The first 7 inch we call Lathi Charge. I don't know if you know the Lathi Charge. You know what I don't know what you call in the U.S. when the police has a certain stick, like they
Oh,
whip.
so like a nightstick.
Yeah, but yeah, they whip it right when you have protesters and whatnot. That stick is
Okay,
called
yeah.
that stick is called Lathi in Nepal. So it's made out of bamboo. It's longer, and when you have protests, it's really brutal. Like it's made out of bamboo, and then when you have protests and whatever, the cops, hit that bamboo stick. That's called lathi, and charge. Charge is charge. You're charging with the lathi. But going back to your point, Chatta, the new record, Chatta, I would say, what's the meaning of Chatta? It's just a slang word to say nice. See, it's weird, right? Nice, like when you said, oh, how was the date with your girlfriend? I would just say, Chatta, oh shit, it's nice, and then I would realize the other guy was, oh, it was nice, kind of thing. Just slang word for nice.
So I think people listening to this podcast might know this, but in Malaysia and Singapore, when they punish people, they use a rattan stick. It's not quite as stiff as bamboo, but it has more of a whipping quality.
Okay.
And so it's very common for someone
Yeah.
who's charged with a crime to be sentenced to be hit with a stick
Yeah.
5 times or 10 times for crimes like vandalism.
Ours is more. I guess it's more brutal. It's longer. It's thicker, so it'll break your head. When we have a lot of this thing. It's still right now in Nepal too. Like there's a lot of police brutality, and whenever they come out with their lathi. The bamboo stick, the big thick ones, and they raise hell or whatever. That's how. It is what it is.
So tell me about the writing of Chata. How long were you guys working on it?
Actually, it's a long story because actually to write it was not that long, and to record it, I guess we recorded in 5 6 days or whatever. But to release it was a long process because we actually recorded this last year in May. I don't think either May or June, something like that. After spring, and then it just I don't know what happened. Like we're supposed to release in August, something happened, and in December something happened. In June, and at the end, like now we have COVID, right? We were supposed to tour. We were supposed to do a release show with Cloud Rat, Beasters, Fluoride, Horrible Earth. We were supposed to go on a 3 day trip to Boston, Maine. That got canceled. We were supposed to do West Coast tour to Jesta Grande. That got canceled. And we just thought like oh dude, like we were supposed to release this album and then go to tour, do all these release shows. I don't know when it's gonna stop. This album is cursed. you know kind of thing. And then we just said, you know what? We said, yeah, fuck it. Let's just release it. Whatever. It's been too long. But I mean, to your point, I mean, I don't think we took that much time to write it and to record it. It's just that to release it took a lot of time and effort, obviously, with all the labels, Narvalta, Holy Goat, and also the fact that I can say that I guess for me, I really I go in different directions all the time, so it's really hard for them to keep up with it. So this is how it snowballed 1 year later, whatever we released it.
What can you tell me about the lyrics of the album?
Oh, it's the lyrics is pretty simple. I think it's the lyrics. Did you see the album cover? You saw it, right?
I did, yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
you saw it. Yeah, it's basically the album cover is about the earthquake. Did you know about the earthquake in Nepal? The big earthquake that happened a couple of years.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. That's right.
Yeah, so a lot of people died. It's still a mess right now. Kathmandu has lots of pollution. A lot of people died. A lot of the old houses, temples that got crushed or whatever. So it's based on that. The art you see, there is the word called bhuichalo, which means earthquake. And you have a monkey on top of something, and people are going wild, running around the streets. So it's basically the album in general is about reality. Like the real thing. And in the lyrics, the cover is about the reality, but in the lyrics we speak about how people create fantasy within everything. They are not really close to the reality of what it is. So this is what all the lyrics is based on. All the social media, all the changes that they talk about, all the bullshit. Like all the lyrics are based on that, basically. Like they don't see the reality. Here's the reality. We like see the cover. Like thousands of people died, no one cared. We're still in social media preaching about something else.